Hello, hello, and thanks for joining us here for the weekly wrap. I'm your host, Audrey Castoreno. Want to get to some of your biggest stories of the week. Coming in at number 5 in our countdown, it was a historic night at the 67th Annual Grammy Awards. Beyonce took home her first Grammy for Album of the Year.
The Grammy goes to Cowboy Carter. Beyonce.
The Recording Academy had consistently overlooked Beyonce for the top honor, the singer losing 4 times for her albums Renaissance, Lemonade, Beyonce, and I Am Sasha Fierce.
I just feel very full and very honored. It's been many, many years. And I just want to thank the Grammys, and I hope we just keep pushing forward, opening doors. God bless y'all. Thank you so much. Thank you.
Other big winners include Sabrina Carpenter, Lady Gaga, Bruno Mars, and Kendrick Lamar, who won Record of the Year and Song of the Year for his diss track, Not Like Us. At number 4 in our countdown, San Antonio's Migrant Resource Center is shutting down. People living in the Cher Hills and Ridgewood neighborhoods say in July of 2022, they had no idea the city of San Antonio and Catholic Charities would turn an old CPS building into what it is now. At the peak of the migrant crossings, the center would see up to 8,000 asylum seekers a week. Now residents we spoke with say closing the center makes sense since they have not seen an influx of migrants in months, especially since the Biden administration paused an executive order last June limiting who can seek asylum.
I know a lot of people around here are like, not all, but most people are happy for it.
I don't want everything horrible to happen to them because I know they traveled hard to get here. I just wonder what's going to be put there now.
Catholic Charities will finish assisting the remaining number of migrants. City officials say as of now, no new arrivals are being accepted. The building was being leased out by the city. Once operations end, the city will end that lease. City manager says he does not believe it'll ever be used again for a migrant resource center. And switching gears, who doesn't love food around the campfire? Well, that's exactly the experience you'll find in Southtown. Vinny Vanzetta found the perfect outpost in the King William District in Neighborhood Eats.
That's what we pride ourselves on, and we believe that's what separates us from a lot of restaurants here in Southtown and San Antonio is, wood fire food in a camp-style themed restaurant.
Yeah, go camping in King William. Camp Outpost. The vibe is there. The menu is even better.
Anything you can get by a campfire, right? We have our street corn, our queso, our wood fire rotisserie chicken, right? We have a variety of items that you can eat. We do have vegetarian options as well.
We tried some stuff, some really good stuff.
You have your camp plate for 2. That's going to be served with a jalapeno cheddar sausage, a quarter rotisserie, our roasted beef, corn, and potatoes. Everything that you see is cooked over a wood fire rotisserie oven. Then you have your steak tacos. Again, that's cooked over wood fire rotisserie. It is served with our homemade tortilla chips, cilantro lime crema, pickled onions, fresh beef, and the side of our homemade sauce. That is our mission salad, served with tortilla chips, corn, black beans, feta cheese, and pita bread. You can also add, shrimp on there if you wanted to, steak, grilled chicken, whatever you like.
And lately, people are loving this, the Frank Harris burger. Yeah, that Frank Harris.
It's a no-brainer for sure. I would love to have a burger named after me. So came in, did a little taste testing, did some sauces and stuff, and ultimately that's what came up to it.
It's doing great when it comes to go sales and in-house. It's phenomenal. It's taking off.
I'm picky, so I didn't want to have too much on the burger. Just the bacon, the lettuce, and the cheese, of course, and then the Frank Harris sauce. I wanted to imitate a little bit of the Chick-fil-A sauce, but I think it's better than Chick-fil-A sauce to go on the burger. So other than that, it's really basic, but it gets the job done. It's really good though, so I can't complain.
Let's give this a shot. Are you ready?
Let's do it.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Do it. All right, the Frank Harris burger.
I'm all in. I'm good.
So come camp at the Outpost. Yummy for your tummy. Vinny Vanzetta, Ken's 5.
Better than Chick-fil-A sauce. I don't know about that. I'm gonna have to try it out. The weekly wrap is back after this.
At the heart of KENS 5 News is our people. People who've earned the trust of our community through years of experience, community connection, and showing up when it matters most. The reporters and anchors at KENS 5 News are the most experienced team in town, consistently delivering the important news you need. They're the people you're familiar with, the people you trust. KENS 5 News, proud to be San Antonio's own.
Go ahead. Take a look at the faces of San Antonio's own. When you look into their eyes, you see passion, you see hard work, you see familia. Generations of people who embody a rich culture of respect, honor, and originality. We're all in San Antonio, but more importantly, San Antonio is in us. It's what makes us special. It's why we're proud to be San Antonio's own.
I think we're very cute.
Yeah, I think we need to send out a Christmas card like this.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dollar Jill.
If you can't get into the market, it's okay. Renting is fine.
I wonder how Serena is feeling.
That's a really good question. No one's asked me that yet.
You're 70 years old? 70, yeah. I'm 21.
We'll see you 7 o'clock sharp.
Talked to this police officers, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they send a professional AC guy, and my AC is working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly, something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Yeah, I was born and raised here in San Antonio, Texas, born at Lackland Air Force Base. I grew up on the west side, and I'm a military brat, so I kind of followed my dad around the world. I embrace multiple cultures. We're living here in San Antonio, it's the Hispanic culture. Growing up, it was the Filipino culture. I'm constantly seeking new adventures and love hopping on my bike to find one. Learned from some of the best, Paul Morales and Bill Taylor growing up. Those forecasts kind of inspired me to become a meteorologist. I mean, everything here is home.
Welcome back to the Weekly Wrap. Coming in at number 3 in our countdown, the American Airlines jet and Army Black Hawk helicopter that collided in midair are being pulled from the Potomac River. Officials say it'll take several days to remove all of that wreckage. The 67 people who were killed have been recovered from that wreckage. Now, newly released drone video from the National Transportation Safety Board shows a first look at the scene hours after the crash. Investigators say they're still poring over both aircraft's flight data and cockpit voice recorders as the NTSB tries to piece together what exactly happened.
Questions about should the military helicopters be sharing the airspace with commercial traffic?
The answer to that is yes. It happens all the time. So this is not a zero-sum game. We are in this national capital region. What we should look at is say, have we missed anything in terms of how this is designed, how the routes of are designed, and is there anything that we would, should, or could do differently to prevent this from happening again?
At skating rinks across the country, a moment of silence was held Monday, remembering the 67 lives lost, including those in the ice skating community. And we're celebrating Black History Month at KENS 5. The Zernona S. Black Community Center is new to the East Side community, but the contributions made by the woman it's named after have been felt for years. Named after the wife of Reverend Claude Black, the facility includes 2 buildings, complete with landscape courtyards and multi-purpose rooms. Simone Simpson has more about her legacy.
The Zernona S. Black Multi-Generational Community Center holds a special place in the hearts of many here on the East Side. But what about the woman behind the namesake? How would you describe her? You'll have to ask those who are inspired by her life's work.
Her spirit lives in this building from the standpoint that it is a spirit of service. I came to Mount Zion about 20+ years ago, and at that time Sister Black was in a wheelchair, but she had the wonderful smile on her face regardless of what her condition was. And I would describe her as a person that had a heart of gold.
Higher and higher, higher
The educator and activist also had a heart full of East Side San Antonio, like lifelong resident and visual artist Ronnie Stevens.
I basically can remember what I was doing with every stroke.
Stevens is a visionary behind both murals at the Multi-Generational Center.
There's a picture of when she married Reverend Claude Black. I also have the Meal on Wheels portion where she started the Meal on Wheels up under his umbrella for the East Side.
In fact, he says the location of the center is quite familiar.
There was a house on Hardeman and 2 apartment buildings right here. Me and my mom and my infant brother lived in the bottom apartment on this very site.
James Keon is the chairman of the board for the Zernona Black Center. He sees big plans ahead for the 10,000 square foot facility that opened December last year.
We envisioned when we first started this project was that we would have, I would call it senior daycare. We have a lot of seniors now that are home alone.
Similar to a congregation assembling for worship, visitors of any age can convene within these walls in the coming months, embodying Zernona's life of service.
It's a blessing to pay it forward, knowing that this will be a center for after school for the youngsters to study their work and to learn to explore their creative talents as well.
Her spirit lives on through this building.
Reporting from the East Side, Simone Simpson, KENS 5.
What a great new asset there for the East Side. Stick with us. We're going to be right back.
What makes KENS 5 News different? We have a team of people, both on air and behind the scenes, who are from San Antonio, who have lived here for decades. A team of journalists who know the neighborhoods, the issues, and the people. Bringing San Antonio the news that's most important to this community. Local news from local people. We are San Antonio's own KENS 5.
I think we're very cute.
Yeah, I think we need to send out a Christmas card like this.
Yeah, let's do that.
Dollar Jill.
If you can't get into the market, it's okay. Renting is fine.
I wonder how Serena is feeling.
That's a really good question. No one's asked me that yet.
You're 70 years old? 70, yeah. I'm 21.
We'll see you 7 o'clock sharp.
My name is Sue Kalberg, and I am a journalist for KENS 5 for 22 years. I think it's been an awesome privilege to be able to work in the town that I grew up in. My uncle, Rex Stanley, was the very, 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 very first guy hired at KENS 5. From the beginning, I said, you can get paid for that? Let me in. It fills my heart to be a part of the KENS family, because the KENS family is the San Antonio family. I am San Antonio's own Sue Kalberg.
Talked to this police officers, and she told me to call KENS 5.
Every week, KENS 5 is looking out for San Antonio's own.
The next day after you left, they sent a professional AC guy, and my AC's working now.
If you've been wronged by someone,
It was shocking. Clearly something went wrong.
or a business,
I couldn't believe it was happening.
just call KENS. Weekdays at 6, only on KENS 5.
I got my vehicle back. I'm rolling again, so call KENS 5 to help you if you need help too.
Born and raised on the northwest side of San Antonio, Texas. Generations of my family have been from this part of Texas. I have Fiesta roots, I have Spurs roots, I have Texas Fighter roots. Played basketball at Clark. Basketball was a huge part of my life for 16 years. My comfort dish, a plate of chilaquiles with salsa verde. I grew up watching KENS 5. I am who I am because of this beautiful city. I hope that they can find a sense of pride knowing that their creation is helping deliver them the most important news of the day. I'm Alicia Nieves, and I'm proud to be from this beautiful city.
Welcome back. Now to this week's Quick Hits with reporter Meredith Hoth, who's looking into why alcohol could be linked to allergies and more.
Pretty sobering thought for you today. Some research is going into the connection between alcohol and allergies. Basically, this research is saying the more alcohol that you drink, the more likely you could be allergic to tree nuts and other kind of nuts. The study also dives into how different foods and drinks affect people who do have those allergic reactions. And it seems like every day we inch closer and closer to robots just taking over our lives. But now researchers are looking at how AI and robots work in nursing homes. And what they're finding is pretty positive, actually, saying that robots and AI could help. Then there's the news of birds chirping in space. Apparently the sound is coming from somewhere where it's not supposed to be coming from. They're these bursts of plasma called chorus waves. Apparently they ripple at the same frequency as human hearing. If you'd like to read more into these stories, head on over to kens5.com/quickhits.
Interesting stuff, but right now back to our countdown. At number 2, President Trump's tariffs on products from Mexico and Canada are on hold, at least for now. Now, the White House confirms a 30-day pause for 25% tariffs on Mexico and Canada, following calls between the president and the leaders of both nations. As for China, the country announced tariffs against some U.S. energy and machinery exports in response to the president's 10% tariffs on Chinese goods. Earlier this week, U.S. Postal Service announced it was temporarily stopping packages from being delivered from China and Hong Kong, but that decision was reversed less than 24 hours later. And at number 1, President Trump's proposal regarding the future of Gaza is being met with major pushback. He first proposed the U.S. take ownership of Gaza and would involve relocating roughly 2 million Palestinians who live there. But then his Secretary of State and White House press secretary, they are walking that back. And they say that he wants to permanently relocate Palestinians from Gaza. Marco Rubio and Caroline Leavitt now say President Trump only sought to temporarily move the Palestinians to allow for reconstruction. President Trump is proposing Gaza be a Riviera of the Middle East.
The U.S. will take over the Gaza Strip, and we will do a job with it too. We'll own it and be responsible for dismantling all of the dangerous unexploded bombs and other weapons on the site, create an economic development that will supply unlimited numbers of jobs and housing for the people of the area.
President Trump has suggested Egypt and Jordan take in the Palestinians, a proposal both nations have rejected. All right, that's it for us here with the weekly wrap. Thanks for joining us for this week's episode, only on KENS 5 Plus. We're going to see you next week with all your top headlines. Bye, guys.